Okay, we are live. So, hopefully all is well. Everybody out there, good morning. BumGun Chuck. Good to see everybody out there. We're doing a little something different today. Today we've got the one, the only, Chuck Howard, also known affectionately as BumGun Chuck, who is a seasoned traveler. He has visited 101 countries and counting. In this episode, we're going to talk about the top expat destinations, in his opinion. We'll take into factors that are typically important to expats and delve into the cities also that offer some of the best options for digital nomads. Chucky, with his extensive experience, will be sharing his expert recommendations for expat living and valuable insights into his globe-trotting adventures. So stay tuned. We got all kinds of stuff going on. But before I get started, I'm trying to upload a little thing here. I got to see something here. Let's see how many people are. Let me see here. I got a comment already, which I need to figure out everything because I'm on this new. Dallo, you are indeed early. Okay, I'm going to play a little intro just because I want to test it out and see if you guys can hear the sound. If you can hear the sound, fantastic. If you can't, well, then that's going to kind of put a little damper on things, but let's not sweat it. Here's an intro from the Starbucks girls, and then if it works, we'll get to the next clip. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so basically what I need to know is, did this work? Was there sound? Was there or was there not sound? Because if there was sound, that's a good thing. Visual's a little chattery, but the clip, okay, clip looked real good. Okay, and you could hear it. That's fantastic if you can. Now, I did not have a chance to completely edit this the way that I wanted, because if I did, I would have made it a little smaller and a little, the file size a little less. There was sound, but low on my end. Well, then you got to turn it up. That's what I'm going to recommend. Let me see if I can turn some sound up on my end. I can turn it up a little here. You couldn't hear any sound. Well, that's not good. I really need to know if the sound works or not with this clip. So the clip I just put up, most of you heard the sound. Is that correct or incorrect? These technical difficulties tend to be a little pain in the ass. Let's see if this makes it any better, the video any better. Hang on one second. Changing over now. Is. So let me just let me go here to the audio and turn things up. Oh, there is no audio. Oh, I don't want to automatically. There we go. I don't want to automatically adjust the sound, so we'll turn it up here. and that should be better. All right, now let me put this clip up. Hopefully you guys will like it. There is a little watermark down on the bottom right, but you know, this is a clip of Chucky and I on our journeys to Bangladesh and Nepal.
Okay, so let's go in.
So the party's getting cranking now. It's starting to crank up now. And we're getting ready to have a little dinner. Some fried chicken, some beans, some rice, some vegetables, curried vegetables. What is this right here?
Mutton.
Mutton. Mutton. Okay, so I'm trying everything. I got to eat it all. Looks good to me.
How are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Wonderful time. Very nice people. What is
I
that?
was asking about how you feeling, how you doing around here.
Yeah, I'm happy. How can I not be happy? It's a very, very nice occasion. I'm happy to be here. Honored to be here.
Good.
And you?
Clear.
Yeah, excellent. Very good.
आज आज तपाईहरु आउनुभयो धेरै गौरव लाग्यो
I just feel really proud that you guys are here in our ceremony. I am, let's say, cousin of him. Through we all are here. Very, very happy to have we are here. I'm feeling so awesome on top of mountain.
To have us all here, it's like an honor for us to be here.
It's too big for me. That pays. I mean, like art, something art construction is really high pay.
Your English is good, man.
No, I don't want to come in front of your camera.
It's gold.
Rolling.
The camera is on you. You are a YouTube star.
We are very happy.
We are very happy. Yes. You're happy in Bangladesh.
I'm crossing Buriganga, this side there.
Oh, you are across Buriganga. Oh.
This river name is Buriganga.
Yes.
This
I
side,
went yesterday on the boat. Very nice. And we go again on the boat today. So yes.
yeah, come here, this side.
We got flooding over here. We got flooding. All right, let's try to extricate ourselves.
Can I take a photo?
Sure. He wants to take a photo. We got the custom horse carriage up here. Check this out. I don't know if you can see it, but straight ahead of us is the custom horse carriage. Everything is beautiful in its own way. Michael rowed the boat. Kumbaya, my love. Oh man, this is too funny. Admit it, Chucky, you're a germaphobe.
No, I'm a food poisoning phobe.
Well, you know how you get over food poisoning?
Actually,
Like food poisoning, like when you go to a new place or
Yeah,
something, you
I've had
just
it before.
you just get it and you get over it and then your body gets stronger.
I've had food poisoning 2 times in Vietnam, actually.
In Vietnam?
Yeah, never in Thailand. But I don't eat street food. You know what I mean?
Well, now you're committing a grave offense.
Yeah.
You're committing a grave offense. Here you go. These guys are looking in here. They're too shy to look. Don't get me started. All right, well, we made it in. I got my ticket. I'm hot, I'm sweaty.
Hello, hello. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and yeah, we're in the Pink Palace. Well, not in the palace, but we're on the palace grounds.
And it's very pink.
It's very pink.
Yes, it's very pink. It was very pink. All right, so, yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. Yes, I was the fat guy. I've been skinny, I've been fat, I've been up, I've been down. I've been good, I've been bad. I don't see that much of a difference, but then again, I don't generally look at myself and like in that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like what I see most of the time. You know, whose body is perfect? Most people don't have perfect bodies, especially me. So I don't need to look at myself over and over again. One quick look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, let me turn away here. So anyway, let's see here. Where are we? Today, the bot is a lowly 34.35 to the dollar. I mean, just the other day, it was like 35.25. It's 82 degrees, high of 94, low of 79. Feel like temperature is currently 91 degrees. It is sunny at the moment, 72% humidity. Winds 8 kilometers an hour to the north, 21 kilometer visibility, and the air quality is 98, which puts it in the moderate range, which really isn't all that bad, all things considered. You know, the audio from your house is on the loud side and a little distorted. Yeah, I got to work out some of these little problems here if I'm going to use this StreamYard, because first of all, the StreamYard's like $300 a year. I don't want to have to pay for it. I mean, I could use OBS, but to me, that's just a bigger hassle. This is already, you just push a button, boom, boom, boom. It's all set up. And right now, I'm using my Rode Wireless Go along with a speaker, because that's the way you have to do it if you're going to set it up with the laptop. I could put some headphones on if I have to. Maybe that would work well. I don't know. But right now, we're just going to keep it the way it is for now. We're going to bring Chucky on in a moment here. Let me see something here. Yeah, we're going to bring Chucky on. He is patiently waiting backstage in the green room. And what's the Twitch? I don't know about Twitch live stream. I've used it before, and it is not generally a place where you stream as a podcast or vlogcast or whatever. I am looking into Rumble, and actually, if you guys want to sign up on Rumble, I've got my channel set up, and I have some videos going up, some old videos that are going to be going up. I don't know how you sign up, how you set it up, but I'll put the link down below, or I'll figure it out in a few minutes while Chucky's talking or something. And I'll give you the link to the Rumble account that I have. It's an American in Bangkok. You can look up an American in Bangkok on Rumble, and I'll be putting stuff up. And I'll be putting stuff up that, like, I can't say. I actually went in. YouTube now has a support chat. Has a support chat where you can speak with someone, and I knew I wasn't going to get much information because, you know, they're following their policies, and they can only do what they can do. But I asked the guy, I said, listen, why is it that every single time I put a video up or a stream up, it automatically says limited, you've got to request a review, and then I've got to wait a day or a couple of days or whatever in order for the thing to be monetized? It's a pain in the neck. And the other day, I put up a little short, and the short came from a video that was monetized and was no problem. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? So I asked him, why are you going to limit a short but not limit the video, the live stream? And so the guy couldn't give me an answer. Well, this is our policy, and, you know, this is what people are irritated with YouTube. Other than that, they've got some good things now. So, you know, that's the way it goes. You know, hopefully things will get better. But what does kind of disturb me a little bit is just the whole censoring thing. And I asked him about that. He didn't know what to say. The guy didn't really know. You know, what's he going to do? He's just, you know, some guy who's support. He'll just, you know, steer you in the right direction, but he's not going to give you any deep information. So anyway, like I said, the Rumble channel is up. And I'm trying to find out where the doodad is, where I can find out. Let me see here. I think I can just type in an American in Bangkok. Anyway, we're going to bring Chucky on here. And today we're going to talk about places to live and best places to go and traveling versus living. What is the deal here? Why do I have two? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to throw it up right now. Copy the link. There's a reason why these streams are not 5 minutes or 10 minutes. No way people can live in Thailand well on 1,000 a month peanuts. Well, you know, there are some exceptions. If you own a house outright, you own a little condo and you don't have to pay much. You're not one of these guys who, you know, likes to eat out. You cook at home. You're living by yourself. I mean, you can do it. But, I mean, definitely, you can do it. But you're not going to be living high off the hog. You're not going to be progressing in life in a way that most people want to progress. And I see this stuff all the time. And you know, it really irks me. Not because someone can do it, because I know Thais do it all the time. But Thais do it all the time, and they always want to better themselves. Generally, they want to better themselves. You know, there are taxi drivers making 30,000, 40,000 baht a month, and they're comfortable. And, you know, when they get older, they go, this is how I live. But they got a wife who's making 10,000, 20,000 a month. And so they're able to live off of 50,000 or 60,000 a month. Now, I don't know about what, you know, how they deal with the kids and all that, but they're probably not putting them in a private school. They're not, you know, they don't have the best insurance, and, you know, they got to worry about some things. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what we're really going to talk about today. Before I bring Chucky in, do me a favor. If you like this stream, if you like the channel, remember to leave a thumbs up. I shouldn't have to say all this stuff anymore, but people do forget. Click a thumbs up. If you want to join and become a member, get a little bit of info behind the scenes and, you know, help support the channel, click that join button below the video window. Go down in the description. You can buy some merch. You can buy me a coffee. You can use the Cash App. You can become a Patreon patron, or you can just watch, follow me on social media, whatever. Everything's down below. But with that, I think it's time to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who everyone has been asking about, and no one really cares. No, I didn't say that. Here he is, BumGun Chuck, also known as Mr. Chuck Howard, a seasoned veteran traveler of 101 countries. I thought it was 100. First, I thought it was 144, but now you're telling me it's 101, but it says 100 countries. Put 100 and a plus sign.
I know.
Chucky, how's it going, Chucky Bear?
Excellent. How about you?
You know, same. The wife will be coming back tomorrow. What's today? Yeah, tomorrow. She'll be coming back tomorrow, so that's always a good thing. You know, when your wife comes home after a couple of days, you haven't seen her, and she's actually happy to come home.
And
yeah.
She was in Spain.
She was in Spain, and to be honest, she didn't have the greatest time just because she was working most of the time, but she did manage to have a little bit of fun. She saw some people that used to live here and work with her, some ladies, and you know, who had houses there, and so she went from place to place and saw them and their kids and, you know, girly stuff. And then you know, she had some nice food, although she did say, I miss Thai food, I miss curry. The one good meal I had was an Indian curry here. Other than that, no big deal. She wasn't into the Spanish food that much. and so she'll be home. But she's, I think she's either in Germany or Austria right now. She's on her way back. And my boys are both here. So, you know, it's a different dynamic now when I'm alone with the boys than when she comes home, because she's constantly mothering them, babying them, and, you know. And me, I'm like, hey, you need to clean the cat box out. You need to take the garbage out. You forgot to pick your clothes up. I'm one of those guys. I'm like, come on, you got responsibilities, take care of them. And she's like, do you need something more to eat? You know, she's a mother. You know, you can get tapas here in Bangkok, actually. At least at Fresh Mark, they have little packs of tapas, and I've seen them. Actually, the Spanish people that I met in Laos, they had the exact same tapas that I can buy in the grocery at Fresh Mark. They're like $4 or something, 150 baht, something like that. But I don't think my wife will be. I don't think my wife will be eating them. So anyway. Today, Chucky, as you know, we are going to talk about expat living and some of your places that you think would be good places for Westerners to move and live based on your extensive travel experience and the time that you've spent in some of these countries. So take it away, Chucky.
Well, I think there's a lot of good countries, but I think the first issue one has to consider is their visa, or their citizenship, or their permanent residency or temporary residency, because some countries are really easy, some are difficult. Taiwan, for an American, you don't even have to have a visa, but you have to go in and out every 90 days. That's pretty easy. That's very easy. They have investment. If you invest a certain amount of money,
okay,
you can get residency.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. But in Taiwan,
now, is that something you plan on doing?
Huh?
Is that something you plan on doing in Taiwan?
Well, yeah, I'm actually in the process of deciding which country, but it's about 80% chance it's going to be Taiwan, and I'm actually moving there this year. But I'm also going to have two places. Yeah, but I'm going to have two places, Taiwan and maybe Thailand, or Taiwan and Vietnam.
Uh-huh. Well, I think you should probably go with Vietnam, because you have a special friend there, and that would make it a little, you know, that would,
I think so.
Up the relationship, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But that's another issue too. When it comes to relationships, is if you get into a relationship with someone in another country, unless you're getting married and they get a green card or something, it's really a temporary situation. It always is, because if you have a job and you lose your job, you're booted out of the country. So you have to manage your emotions, and you have to manage the emotions of the person that you're dating, that it's not necessarily going to be a forever relationship, because there's just nothing you can do. It's not our fault. It's just, you know, like Vietnam, they don't have a retirement visa. So a lot of people that are there, they have a job. What happens if you lose your job? Thailand, how much do you need to have in to get the retirement visa in Thailand? How much do you need?
800,000 baht, or 65,000, which is about 2,000 US a month, or about, what is it, 23,000 or something like that, 24,000 US dollars, something like that.
Right. So it's if you have that kind of money, you can stay there indefinitely, without a doubt.
Right.
And it's very easy. The amount in the Philippines is a lot less, right?
I don't really know about the Philippines, and actually, for the Philippines, for me, it's a no-go. Right. Just because, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not a place that I'd want to live. That's just me. I'd rather live somewhere like Australia or Ecuador or Colombia. I'd rather live in Colombia before I lived in the Philippines. And it's nothing against Filipino people, as I've said many times. Although some of them take it quite hard. Oh, you've never lived here, and they get upset about it, and they don't know why am I being this way? And I say because Thailand is more aligned with my personality. I don't want people in my face like in the Philippines. That happens sometimes, and there's more pushiness.
Well, in my opinion, the Philippines is a very high top contender. Very much so.
Well,
I'll give you the reasons why.
I think it's in the top 20, but I don't think it's in the top 10.
I'd put it in the top 6.
Oh, no.
I mean, for me.
Chuck, how long have you been in the Philippines at one time, though?
Oh, I've been there about 30 times, and I've stayed.
No, that's not what I asked you. What was the longest time? Yeah, because I've spent a month or two there. A month, 6 weeks. And
I've spent 3 months there.
If you spend the time there in a really nice place, and here's the thing: a lot of guys go there because it's inexpensive. The cost of living is great, but if you're going to go there to live on the cheap, just like in Thailand, if you're gonna spend a little more money, you're gonna have a better standard of living. And I think, honestly, there are a lot better places than the Philippines. I do believe it belongs in the top 20 because of the beauty there. The people are friendly, but I think it's in their nature. They're a little more aggressive than the Thais, and I don't like that.
Do you want me to tell you why the reasons why I put it high up there, but not above Thailand? Number one, it's easy to get a retirement visa.
Yeah.
Number two, their culture relates to American culture closer than any other Southeast Asian country. They know all of our music. They know
I don't care about all that.
Universe for a long time. And
what does that mean?
And also, I relate to them better. I relate to them much better.
Really? Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. I understand what you're saying, and the language is a big deal because some people just don't want to have to learn to speak another language, and some people think Thai is extremely difficult to learn. So I understand.
Tagalog in Philippines.
I understand that. That's what I was just saying. You speak English. Most of them speak fairly decent English. Some of them probably speak better English than Americans do. You know,
the Philippines used to be a colony of America. So when I'm in the Philippines, I feel like I'm in Hawaii. I really do. I don't feel like I'm in a foreign country. But I can tell you the disadvantage of the Philippines is that the air quality is really bad.
Well, it's bad in Thailand.
Yeah, but it's a little bit worse. And the other is that you have a higher probability of getting robbed. So you have.
Well, I was going to say that it's not as safe as Thailand. That is something definitely. Yeah. And again, just the other day there was the shooting with the cop, and there have been 10 mass shootings in the last 2 years here, and that is a symptom that's indicative of major problems in the society, and they're growing. So I think there are some problems in Thailand that, people kind of overlook. And probably the same goes with the Philippines. But I think the Philippines is a good place. For me, I don't like the poverty. I don't want to be around all that poverty. And I don't want to be pressured. I've told this story many times where I walked out from the mall. And I didn't want to wait right at the mall for a taxi because I was in a hurry. I had to get onto a plane. And I had to be there, in pretty quickly. And so I walked out to the street, and the security guard walked, and it was quite a distance. He kind of jogged and ran after me and told me, "You can't catch a taxi from the street." And I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm on the street. This is not the mall. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. I wanted to be like, get away from me, And then I jumped in the taxi and left, and the taxi driver was waiting, and he said to me, the taxi driver said, he think he have so much power, something to that effect. And also, it left, and that kind of left a little impression on me. And we almost got robbed once, and it was me and a bunch of boxers. And we came very close to being robbed, but we managed to finagle our way out of it. And I know somebody who got robbed, and he had his gold chain stolen, and he had a knife put to his neck. And, it's not that it's a terrible place. I don't think that it is. I just think there are better places in the top 10, especially. And we'll go over those. But give me some other examples of places that you think are good to live, besides Taiwan, Thailand.
I think that Malaysia is a good place to live. They have a good program.
Agreed.
But I don't vibe, you know, I don't vibe with the culture, but I'm not against it either. I just find it to be kind of like not my cup of tea. But I do appreciate you can buy land in Malaysia.
Yeah.
That's what
I've heard from many people that Malaysia is a great place, and I would say it's probably in most people's top 10, for sure in the top 20. They've made some changes on their, what is it called? My Malaysian, my second home or something like that. Same with Portugal. They have made some recent changes to their golden visa policy. And the thing is I agree with you on Malaysia. It just, for me, the times that I've been there, I just didn't vibe where I thought, wow, I really want to live here. I mean, even in Cannes, France, I was there and I thought, man, I could get used to this. This is a nice place. In the south of Netherlands, I thought, hey, this place is awesome. And despite the cost of living being a little bit higher in the Netherlands than some places, a lot of people still want to live there. And I don't know, but it's not in the top 10, in my opinion. Maybe in the top 20, but I would say more like in the top 25. So I'm not really.
Does anyone in the chat, can I ask people a question that are in the chat?
Sure.
Does anyone know anything about Taiwan? Like, do they, can you just keep going in and out doing border runs every 90 days unlimited? Do they have a retirement visa? I've heard no. Anything that anyone could say about Taiwan?
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah. And you too, Scott. Anything you know?
Well, I'm looking. I am looking. And, you know, my wife went there very easily. She liked it there. Nobody said a bad thing about Taiwan. The only concern is, you know, China taking over and there being problems with the Chinese. Taiwan does not offer a retirement visa like some other Southeast countries, like Malaysia and Thailand. Foreigners who want to settle in Taiwan long-term can apply for one of several non-retirement visas. You would do a series of mini retirements. You can get a tourism visa for 90 days. There are several different ways that you can stay in Taiwan long-term. So you'd have to figure that whole out. And that's something that, you know, I mean, think about something. How easy is it for someone to say, that's it, I want to move to Taiwan. I love the place. I've got, my wife is Taiwanese and I want to live here forever. So let's move everything over there. And then you move and you're constantly wondering, you know, hey, if they want, they can stop me from coming back in, or they can do whatever they want to make it difficult for you to live there. Now, why would they do that most of the time? But then again, why would they do that in Thailand for some people?
Any country.
And yeah, governments do that kind of thing. And, you know, but the bottom line is that a government can stop you from coming in. It doesn't really even, matter. No, Chucky is not seeing the stream. He's not, you don't see the chat, do you, Chucky?
No, I can't see the chat.
Well, you could if you looked on the, I believe you can if you look in the StreamYard and you go up to the top right and you'll see comments. You might. I don't know if you will or not.
No, I don't see it. But if you read anything interesting, just read it to me. You know, anything that comes up.
Well, they like your Hugo Boss shirt. That's the one you were wearing in, I believe. Oh, no, that was a blue one. This is a black one. Taiwan population is 23 million. Seems a lot for a small island. Taiwan is hot and humid. Also, what countries have you not been to, have you not visited that you really want to go to?
Oh, I want to go to Venezuela.
Right. Well, I told you that guy did contact me back eventually.
I want to go. I want to go to the stands. What are the stands called?
The stands, Kazakhstan,
I've been to Kazakhstan.
and Taiwan has a permanent residency card for foreigners married to a Taiwanese citizen. I know people who had them. Well, that means that you got to get married, and not everybody wants to get married. And I don't think Chuck wants to get married, at least at this juncture.
I want to get married. I'm just afraid of it financially.
Yeah, well, I think you'd be better off if you marry a foreigner. Then don't marry somebody in the U.S.
I would marry someone if we were living together for 5 years or more.
How many percent do you have to be sure? 73.8?
That's about it. No, at least 97.82.
Oh, God. He's always got the percentages. All right, let me read a little quick list of some places so that you have an idea of what I'm thinking at. Because, like I said, the Philippines is in that list. Now, Cambodia is actually making the top 20 of some lists. Indonesia, Vietnam, so that's in Southeast Asia, along with Thailand. But you got Portugal, that's one of the top places now. Spain, Costa Rica, Mexico, Italy, Malaysia, Thailand, Panama, which has long been a place to retire. They've got all kinds of benefits for living there. France, Uruguay, Malta, Greece, Colombia, Ecuador, Australia. High quality of life, excellent health care, stable government, but a high cost of living and strict immigration policies. This is Australia. Philippines. Did they put Indonesia twice in here? Oh, no, I said it. Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Belize. Those are 20 places. And if you've got some serious dough, then I'm talking about, you're not going to just get by on $2,000 a month. And live very well. I'm talking about places like Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Ireland, UK, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Belgium, Czech Republic, and the Netherlands. These are some other places that if you have a bit more money, you can live there. I'll marry Chuck if it's a sexless marriage. Excuse me?
I don't like cold places. Portugal is very cold in the winter.
I believe that depends on where you are in Portugal.
By the way, Taiwan has an excellent winter. It's a little bit warmer than LA. So in Taiwan, the average low is 63 in the winter, and the average high is about 74. It's really good weather for about 3 months. And then the spring and the fall are quite warm, but not hot.
2Q Asian says you can have gigs if you marry him and it's a sexless marriage. You can have gigs on the side, but he just doesn't want to have sex with you. That's Billy. South of Portugal is great in the winter. Lisbon or south. So there you go. And like I said, there's also other places.
It's still cold. It's like LA weather, colder than LA. To me, that's cold. I get cold when it's below 78.
Well, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's
you know where has where has really amazing weather year round? Medellin, Colombia, because it's near the equator, but it's up high, and the average high in the summertime is 84. The average high in the wintertime is 83. Man, oh man, that place has great weather.
Can you move a little closer to your microphone or to your phone so that people can hear a little better? Some people are complaining the volume is. I don't know yet. It'll take a couple seconds because there's a lag. So anyway, those are some of the places that I mentioned, and I'm curious to know what you think about some of these places because I've been to a few, but you've been to probably more. Like one of the places on this list Well, let's see. We've already talked about. I mean, I've been to Indonesia, been to Vietnam, been to Cambodia. Have not been to Belize. Have you been there?
No.
You haven't been to Belize. Okay.
No.
How about Panama?
I haven't been. I've only been to Puerto Rico and Cuba in the Caribbean, and that's it.
But so you haven't been to Panama.
Oh, I have been to Panama and Nicaragua.
And what do you think about there? Yeah, I've been to both of those places too. But where have you? What do you think?
I didn't like the vibe in Panama at all.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just felt like the people weren't very nice. They weren't really mean. I just didn't feel anything about that place. Just, I don't know.
Okay. Nicaragua gave me that feeling where I thought like nobody is, they're not outwardly friendly. Now, sometimes what that means, I mean, like in Russia, I've been to Russia a couple times, and I thought in the beginning, I thought, wow, Russians are kind of standoffish. And then I kind of met and got to know a couple of people over the course of a couple of weeks. And they were actually really friendly, and they were, they were good people to me. If I met them now, it'd be like, we just left off, yesterday, talking to each other yesterday or something. So.
Nicaraguans were very nice to me. It's just that I couldn't even speak Spanish. I mean, almost nobody spoke Spanish, but it's been a very long time since I went there.
Okay, what about Greece?
To me, Greece is boring. Once you get over the excitement of like Santorini and Mykonos, it's just kind of a boring place. I don't know.
And why is Thailand not boring to you, or Taiwan?
Because there's just many things to do, and also too, I really cannot consider retiring in a country unless there's Asians there, like Southeast Asians or East Asians.
Why is that?
Because that's my type.
So you are traveling for, how can I say, significant others.
I travel to many places where they're not my type, but I think it's interesting for a vacation. But I really am only interested mostly in Asians. I mean, almost like 90-something% only. So when I
you would not live in a place if there were no. You would not live in a place if there were no Asians.
Right. When I go to countries that don't have Asians, I feel isolated. Like I feel.
Did you feel isolated in Nepal? Is not really. It's not Southeast Asia.
Right. No, there's Asians.
And did you feel isolated there?
No. Because there's some that are, mixed. But yeah, I mean, when I go to Amsterdam or when I go to Prague, I think this is a beautiful place, but I don't feel like I could live there because, there's almost no Asians there.
How about you bring your own?
If I brought my own, then I could feel different about that. But there's still, relationships end up breaking up, right? And then I'll be stuck in a place that's an Asian desert.
Yeah. I mean, see, to me, it's the wrong reason to move to a place. That's just my opinion. I understand in your situation where you want to be around Asians, you got the thing for Asians or whatever. Okay, I kind of understand that, but I don't know that it's a make or break because, quite honestly, if you really want to, I think you can find someone just about anywhere. Maybe you can't. I don't know, but that's my opinion.
It's a matter of what my type is,
Okay. Anyway, moving forward.
My type.
Yeah. Okay.
Colombia.
Colombia.
I've been to Colombia. I've been to Medellin, Colombia,
yes.
And I loved it very much. And the weather is the best weather ever. And
okay.
Let me ask you type a little bit.
They're your type a little bit. So if there were a lot of Asians in Medellin, would you consider living there? This is my point. I don't think a lot of people are moving to a place strictly because there's Asians there, there's Europeans there. I mean, yes, some people move for those reasons, but there are other factors. Not just, I'm not going to live in a place if there's no Asians.
If there were many Asians there, it would be number 1, 2, or 3 on my list. Because the air, the weather is so good all year long. You know. But
yeah, I remember the weather being quite good. Let me see here. It says diverse culture and geography, warm climate, and low cost of living, but with some safety concerns in certain areas. I believe you can get a long-term visa there fairly easily, as long as you have a bit of dough. Okay, so you haven't been to Belize. You've been to Cambodia.
Too boring.
What do you think about Cambodia? Too boring.
Yeah, too simple.
Okay.
Laos also. Too quiet.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree.
And the same
I think
Myanmar too.
Myanmar that would be rough. Honestly.
One thing I really like about Thailand a lot is it has a lot of very modern infrastructure and modern shopping malls and modern hotels that are very high end. So I like having some luxury in my city where I live.
Okay, that's understandable.
That's why Thailand is really high.
How about Korea or Japan for you?
Well, too cold. Great to live. Love to go there. And also, both those countries only allow you to stay there for 6 months out of 12. They don't have retirement visa. So you have to get a job there. But it's a big problem. I'm not going to get a job there because I have no college degree. I can't become like a teacher. I have no college degree. So those places are
digital. You are in effect a digital nomad.
Do they have that visa there?
They may. I don't know. A lot of places now have them. But I believe in your situation, if you really wanted to go to certain places, you just got to check and see if they have it. But more and more places are starting to have digital nomad visas. They are a little, it's not like, you can just go and it's a piece of cake in most cases. You need to show that it's a company and you're operating as a business and that you've been making a certain amount of money. And, it's not quite as easy as some people might think. But there are some options for that. Very few foreigners around our area went to Mega Bang Na, and they're everywhere. Dallo, Bang Na is one of those places. It's just going to get more and more crowded in the long term. As the more people that come to over the years that come to Bangkok, the more it's just going to keep spreading outward. And Mega Bang Na, it's not one of my favorite areas or one of my favorite places. It's not one of my favorite shopping malls. For one thing, it's way too far out. And for another thing, it's like there's too many people. The one reason I like the mall Bankaby is because there's not a huge number of people most of the time where I'm like, I can't even walk and I can't hear myself think. That's kind of what I like. Yeah, I saw that there's no more Baskin Robbins in Thailand. They pulled out.
Wow.
Well, there is what is it?
Okay, then we have to take Thailand off the list.
Well, I'm not eating ice cream right now. You could always stay 3 months and move to another country. One thing about doing that is that it gets old after a while. Well, if you live in a country for 3 months and go from place to place to place to place, yeah, you might do it for 5 years. And this is something that I'm going to talk about later on in some video. I'm going to do a video about it. But you are, in effect, really a traveler. You have been an expat in Thailand. I would say you've been an expat in Thailand, maybe in Taiwan? I don't know about Vietnam. What's the longest you stayed in Vietnam?
40 days.
Okay, so it's more like you're traveling. You're a traveler. And what I've noticed is that for some people, they just go, oh, are you a tourist or you're an expat? Well, if you're a tourist, that kind of lends itself to you go to a country, you see the country for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and then you go back home. A lot of people do that. Or, oh, I'm traveling to this country, and then I'm going to go to Cambodia, and then I'm going to come home. That's kind of like that's a tourist. I'm going to the Bahamas this weekend. And then you go, I think I'll spend an extra couple of days. That's a tourist. A traveler is somebody like you, in my opinion, or like a backpacker who goes around the world. They are not an expat, and they are not really a tourist. They don't. Some of them don't know when they're going to leave a particular country. It's just whenever the feeling strikes them, it's time to get out of here. I'm out of here, and I think that's what you are most of the time. I think I don't know what's the longest you've lived in Thailand, but I would say you could probably consider yourself an expat here, as you've gotten a retirement visa and you've spent quite a bit of time here. I don't know about Taiwan so much.
I travel,
but I would say
I travel every 2 or 3 months, naturally, for the last 27 years. So even if in Taiwan I can stay for 90 days, it's great for me I can leave every 80 days and go travel somewhere. And I'm going to have a place in Taiwan, and I'm going to rent another place in Thailand or in Vietnam or the Philippines. A cheap place, small place. Very small place. I want 2 countries, at least. If I can afford it, I'll have 3.
What about the United States?
I don't really need it. I don't. Besides making money,
how much longer do you plan on living in the United States like you are now?
I'm working on everything right now as we speak.
To leave.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As we speak. What I'm doing is I have to finish my tax returns, and I have to give away all of my furniture, and I need to cut down on the things that I own. Because if I came with the possessions I own, I would have about 40 boxes, and I'm trying to pare that down to 15. And then I'm leaving the USA.
Mm-hmm. And you're never to go back.
The USA. It's just that it's a waste of money for me to have a place in the USA too. It's like a big waste of money.
Mm.
I love the USA. I'd like preferably to live in the USA 8 weeks a year. If I had higher net worth, I would live 8 weeks a year in the USA still. Like every July and August. So I don't know. One home.
You've been going back and forth for a long time, where I just go back home to see my folks, and that's about it. I have no desire to go back and live there. I really have no desire to do that. So, like for me and you, we have a little bit different situations, but I understand. Some people once they leave, they don't want to go back. 2 Quarters Asian wants to know, how was your time in Vietnam with Mr. Tao? Are you all getting closer? Not my question.
How would someone know that?
Know what?
How would someone know that? Anything about that?
Because you were in Vietnam. We talked about it.
Oh, I talked about it earlier? When?
We did, months and months ago, when you said you were going to go there.
Oh, is this your question?
No, this is 2 Quarters Asian, Billy. And I was there, and Billy. I saw Tao when I was there, so, he's put 2 and 2 together, and he knows.
Okay. Well, basically, a big, huge problem is there's no retirement visa in Vietnam. But I can rent a place there, but just spend not that much time. That you need a visa for an American, and their visa is only for 30 days, and you cannot do border runs and keep going.
They have like a 90-day or 6-month visa.
Okay, that's good to know. So it's really an issue of like planning it out.
And you can basically use agents there.
Huh?
You use agents in Vietnam.
Right.
I mean, that is the way that you do it. You don't go and do everything yourself. You just pay an agent, and they take care of everything for you. I don't know, what they have to offer right now. I'm trying to figure that out right now. Oops, what happened?
I've heard they have an investment visa, but I don't want to invest in any of these countries.
Yeah, that's understandable. Let's see here. Okay. Well, they do have a 5-year Vietnam visa extension. You're allowed to stay in Vietnam for 180 days maximum each visit. After then, you need to leave and then come back again. Let me see what the stipulations of this visa are. I thought Vietnam was a really nice place, but I'll tell you what, I said it, the last trip I took, it was just, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh are just too busy. I would have to live somewhere else. I'd have to find somewhere else that I found a little more peaceful and to my liking. But, it's not to say that other people don't want to live in these areas, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm looking up right now about the visa so we can find out. Here's the thing here, 5-year visa exemption application, blah, blah, blah. Passports, 2 photos. Oh, certificate of Vietnamese citizenship. So that's it. Okay. Foreign spouses, they got to be married. So that's only for people who are
right too. They don't have to be married.
Well, yeah, I'm not even talking about that. I mean, the last time that I went there to Vietnam, or the first time that I went there, two times ago, there were other visas available, but I know they made some changes. July 1st, 2020, they made some changes to the working with Vietnam authorities, lawyer visa, Gesundheit. Let's see here. All these are diplomatic and official type. Student, maximum of 12 months. Journalist, maximum 12 months. Dependents, 12 months. Family visits, other purposes, maximum 6 months. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Electronic visa.
Let me tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking about coming to Vietnam 3 times a year for 1 month and 9 months a year in Taiwan. Or 3 months a year in Vietnam and 9 months a year in Thailand. I haven't decided yet, or 9 months in Thailand and 3 months in the Philippines, or,
Well, let me ask you something, Chuck.
I'm experimenting.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. You have a relationship. The gender does not matter. We don't really care about that. That's kind of unimportant, seeing that you're not planning on getting married in Vietnam. Why wouldn't you? I mean, isn't he able to work abroad for a couple of weeks at a time?
Oh, he can work remotely.
Okay, so then what's the problem? You live there for
he was just here and he worked remotely.
I understand.
Uh-huh.
Chuck, you need to get the camera closer to you so that people can hear you, unless you have a mic. You can turn it up. I can't turn up your mic.
I'm closer.
Louder. Move a little bit over to your left, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Move to the left. So you're centered, not off the camera. Okay, hopefully that'll be better. I can't do anything with his audio, unfortunately. My audio is good because I've got the mic. He doesn't have a mic, apparently.
Well, I'm a lot closer now.
That sounds better, actually.
Yeah.
At least better to me.
I can move it a little bit closer too.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a lot closer now.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. I will talk softer, and then you talk a little bit louder and be closer, and then it should be, copacetic.
Mhm.
Everything should be good.
Right.
Let me see here. Let me try something else here.
So I've had 2 homes for 27 years, and I like it. I like that lifestyle.
Look at 2/4 Asian, new avatar. It happens to be a memory of Chuck that shall go down in infamy. Thank you very much there, Victor. You are the first of the day. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Donation? Hey.
Yes, 200 baht. I'll take it. Thank you.
All right.
That's like a Starbucks coffee. 2 of them, actually. So that's pretty good.
You need to have Tammy Baker on there asking for money, because she'll generate a lot more money than you.
Tammy Baker? Isn't she dead?
She's dead. I'm just talking about how good she was at raising funds. You know,
Well, what good does a dead woman have to do with me now?
I'm just comparing her techniques.
My technique is not good, then. That's what you're saying? Okay, everybody, come on.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Come on. You want more?
Give your money to your savior. He'll save your life.
Oh, God, don't start with that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please. Listen.
He gets all shy. You get all shy about money.
No, it's not that I'm shy. It's just, it's cringeworthy, man. It's like, you know, seriously. Gennaro, why would you bring her up? I don't need to talk about her. Seriously. Not interested. And if you're
Gennaro.
Yeah. Well, Gennaro's been on the whole time. And thank you to my moderators. Yeah. I want to give a thanks to Mr. Gennaro and 2/4 Asian. All right, let's get back to the subject at hand. We're getting, you know, Chucky has a way of veering off and talking about his love life, which we're not really all that interested in. How about this, Chuck? Because you are, in effect, as I said, a digital nomad. Where have you found the best cities to be as a digital nomad? Cities that maybe you're just going for a week or two, you know, but you like those cities because you know you can get good internet and it, you know, you like the vibe or whatever.
You know, I love big cities, so really I only like New York, London, Paris, Hong Kong, Taipei, Tokyo, Bangkok, Sydney. I love big cities.
Okay. What about like Bali?
I'd go crazy living on an island. I'd go crazy living in Phuket or Pattaya. It would drive me crazy.
Yeah, listen, even my father said to me the other day, I heard there's a run on Phuket by the Russians because they're trying to escape the war. And I was like, well, I believe that is true. And so Phuket has never been I did live in Phuket for a year. And I didn't like it. Just because, for the same reason I say I don't particularly like Pattaya, especially if you're down in the you know, like towards Walking Street and Beach Road. And the reason is because you were like a tourist there. People think of you as a tourist. Whereas when I walk around in my neighborhood, even when I go in the mall, you know, I start speaking Thai to people, boom, it's like, oh, this guy's not a tourist. They're not bugging me every 2 seconds to please come inside and, you know, all these kind of things. I don't want any of that. And that's Phuket. It's a beautiful place, but I like to go there. If I went there with my wife and we were outside of the main area like we did the last time we went there together, then it's okay. However, if it's right in the heart of I don't like that. And the same, listen, I go to Pattaya, I almost never spend the night there. Because I don't want to go to the bars. I don't want to be walking around and I got to hear all this, you know, welcome, please come inside. And, you know, and so you got to go a little bit like to Jomtien or somewhere like that. I like that area much better.
Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Phuket, I can only last for 4 days. And I
Chiang Mai, listen, there is a lot to do in Chiang Mai. Like, if you want to go up into the hills.
You know, I'd love to visit there, but I would not. I would hate to live in those places. They're too quiet.
Okay, well, the reason that I asked you about your places is because I have a list of places that are considered good options, 20 good options for digital nomads. One of those was Bali. And you know what? I concur with this. Bali was fantastic. I loved it. And I can see it being a great place for digital nomads. Cost of living is not too high. It's got great beaches, great culture. And I don't really care about the community of digital nomads. To me, that it doesn't bother me or sway me in any way, shape, or form. Chiang Mai is the #2 place. And it's because of the internet connectivity and the digital nomad community, which, again, I don't really care about that, and all the co-working spaces. However, with all the pollution there, that, to me, is a big problem. Another place, Lisbon. Yeah, exactly. Another place is Lisbon, Portugal. Then we have Berlin in Germany, Mexico City, Medellin, Ho Chi Minh, which I like Medellin better than Ho Chi Minh, honestly, when I think about it. Yeah, I don't know. The vibe is a little different. And not that I don't like Ho Chi Minh. It's just a little too busy for me, you know. Budapest, Prague, Barcelona, Ubud in Indonesia, which is a great place. Tallinn in Estonia, Belgrade, Serbia, Tbilisi in Georgia, Buenos Aires, which I have not been there. Have you been there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a nice place.
And did you like it?
Yeah. If you're into that look too, it's going to be a great place for dating if someone's single.
What look is that? Tell me about it, Chuck.
Well, in Argentina, they have like the Italian, Spanish, Latino look. They look like they're from Catalonia. You know,
okay.
Like near Barcelona, they have that look. They have a lot of immigration from Portugal and Spain. So they look like the look of people in Brazil versus Argentina is very, 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 very different.
Okay.
All of South America has a different look from place to place.
Yeah. All right, welcome, Sid, another guest to the show. Come here, Sid. There he is.
Very cute. I remember Sid.
Sid stinks.
Meow. Swati cop.
Little
Meow. How do you say cat in Thai? Meow.
Meow.
Yeah. Meow.
Don't bite. Let's give you the love bite. He gets on my nerves because sometimes it's just like he wants that attention so much he won't leave you alone. And you're trying to do something and he just doesn't stop. So this morning I was like trying to get everything ready, you know, for Senior Chucky and trying to get everything. And he kept bugging me.
He's just like your wife.
No, my wife doesn't bug me. That's the thing.
No.
She doesn't bug me. If anything, I bug her. Ow, don't bite. He's giving me the love bites, right? He doesn't want me to let him go because he wants attention because she's not here. And what happens is when she's not here and he doesn't get the attention, then all of a sudden he starts becoming nice to me. And when she talks on the phone, he hears her voice, he goes nuts and he starts running around and he freaks out because he can't find her. All right, go on out of here. Get on out of here, boy. Don't meow. Don't get crazy. Anyway, so I was just wondering about the Argentina thing, but let me give you the last couple of places on this list here. Krakow, Poland. Bucharest, Romania. Sofia, Bulgaria. Split, Croatia. Now, that's a place I do want to visit. Kiev, Ukraine. I think I'll pass on that for now. I think I'll pass on that. Have you been to Split?
No, but I've been to Dubrovnik. the really
Okay.
heavy tourist area. That would be a nightmare place to retire to. It's like living in Disneyland. It's like living in
Mhm.
Sleeping Beauty's castle. It's so touristy. It's the most touristy place I've been to in my life.
Yeah, those are the kind of places that I don't like to go. I mean, no offense, but
But I've
definitely
heard
not
that
places.
Split is really cool. I've heard Split is
Yeah,
fantastic.
I've heard some good things about it. I've heard really good things about it. Sid does not sleep with me. I don't let him sleep with me. I don't want him sleeping with me. He's irritating, and what he does sometimes is we try to put him in the kids' room, well, wherever they're sleeping at the time. If they're sleeping, if they're both of them are here, we'll put him in wherever the kids are and close the door, and he can't get out, and then they fall asleep with him. They put a blanket over him, and then they're fine. I don't want him in our bedroom. I don't want him sleeping next to me. And what he'll do, sometimes if I fall asleep on the couch, I'll look up and he's sleeping on the top of the chair that goes with the sofa. He'll be asleep on the top of the chair. And actually, Bo called like at 1:30 in the morning because she forgot what time it was. And she didn't know, are you sleeping? I wake up and Sid hears her voice and he pops up and he starts running around looking for her, you know. Hobart, Tasmania. Oof, I don't know about that. Listen, you know, I have said it in the past, more and more the past couple of years. Maybe it has to do with the whole pandemic and everything and what that all caused. But I don't have the same urge to jump on a jet and go fly somewhere. I don't like that. It's not enjoyable. It's not all that enjoyable anymore. I like being in the place once I'm there, but now it's not so thrilling. I mean, you've traveled a lot of places and flown a lot of places. Sometimes you get on don't you go to the airport and you go, okay, I'm going to have to sit here for 3 hours and then I get to fly out. But man, this is a long flight.
I hate the flights.
Yeah. I mean, I don't enjoy it anymore. Where before it would be like, wow, I'm going to be there in I forgot to put my watch on. I'm going to be there in 14 hours. Oh, now it's 12 hours. Only 6 more hours. You know, now I'm like, Jesus, get me there.
Scott, you know what? When I came to Thailand 1 year ago, it was the worst flight in my life.
Really?
You know why? Because I use my miles. I have about 5 million miles. And there were no good tickets, no good schedules available. So I had to fly from LA to San Francisco to Paris, and then Paris to Bangkok. And the San Francisco to Paris flight was 13.5 hours, and it was 13.5 hours from Paris to Bangkok. Could you imagine taking 2 13.5-hour flights in a row?
I don't need to imagine. I took a flight from Bangkok all the way to British Guyana, and it took me about 45 hours to get there, and it was brutal. And then on the way back, and I've talked about this before, but I don't know why, but for some reason I thought like I was leaving tomorrow. When I went to bed, I thought, okay, tomorrow I've got to make sure that I get this contract. I went there to get a contract signed. And I decided to go ahead and do it. And it was a little bit over what I was authorized to sign the contract for. But I was like, I got to make a choice because I don't want to lose this. And so I said, tomorrow I'm going to get it signed. I'm just going to do it. It's only a couple $1,000s more. I got to do it. I think it's the right thing to do. And so I woke up and I started looking like, okay, so what time am I going to leave tomorrow? And I looked and I went, I'm supposed to leave today. And I missed my flight. And immediately I sent a message to the travel agent. And she changed it. And she goes, I got you a business class ticket from what was it? Trinidad to London. And it was business. And I was like, I guess I didn't do that bad after all. So it was a miserable flight, and the same went for going to Moscow. That wasn't too bad, but we were almost late. And when we got, and I was almost late because one of the guys who was with me was running behind, and he had too much stuff in his bag, and he had to get rid of some of the stuff from his bag, and it was just, it was, you know, I mean, I told the guy, don't bring too much stuff, and he brought too much stuff. And so we get on the plane, he's pissed off, I'm irritated because he's getting pissed at me, and I'm like, I don't make the rules, buddy, you know. And then we get on the plane and they go, we're really sorry, but we don't have any more overhead space. You can just go upstairs. And we went upstairs. It was the first class area. So we flew all the way to Moscow. I think it was first class. Maybe it was business class, but it was like Aeroflot. But it was still a bit of a haul, you know. I can't fly back to back 13 hours, too much pain, usually 12 to 15 hours on the first leg, the Bangkok plus 3 to 6 hour last leg. I think from Tokyo is about 7 hours, 8 hours, something like that. But I think on our flight back this time, we'll probably end up going Bangkok, Vienna to, I think it's somewhere in Germany. I can't remember if it's Frankfurt or Munich. And from there, we go straight to Miami. So it's still going to be a long flight, but it won't be too bad.
Can't you skip that flight in the middle and just like fly to from Bangkok to Frankfurt to Miami?
Well, if you figure it out, it works out to be more money. It's, you know,
get it.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it.
We're already looking at about 1,500 US per person. So it's not cheap. Melbourne to Bangkok, 9 hours, not so bad.
Yeah, you know what, the Australians are really lucky.
Right there. That's about the max that I'd want to fly, really, that I want to fly anywhere anymore. And, you know, going back to the States to see my family and everything, and bringing the family as a family, because like I've said a couple times lately, it's not so easy to get everybody together. And, you know, if you got 4 people in your family, imagine if you got 10 people, or if you're like in that movie Home Alone, I don't know how many people they had, but you're flying with a huge group of people. It's not easy, and it's stressful. But with 4 people, we got it down now. We know each other well enough to where we know how things are going to go, and who's going to get tired, and who needs to make sure they eat, and you know. We know about these things. Who's going to be sleeping, and I'm going to have to be dragging them around. Like, you know, probably Alex will be sound asleep, and, you know, we're going to have to wake him from a coma because once he starts sleeping, he doesn't want to wake up. But, you know, other than that, like to go to a flight to go see my parents, my family once every couple of years, okay, I can do that. But it's some of these flights, like, I don't know. I mean, you know, just flying for hours and hours and hours. It's 2-3 days to get to your destination. It's just, to me, it's not worth it anymore. I don't need to go and see some of these places. I can see it on National Geographic. I can see it on YouTube or whatever. You know, it's just, I don't have that urge that I used to have. You know? So let me see something here with these country. What do you think about Mexico as a place to live?
Puerto Vallarta, I think, is cool. Mexico City is great.
I've never been to Mexico City. I have been to Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas, and can't remember the last place.
Cabo's too slow for me, but beautiful.
Yeah. I like Puerto Vallarta. I can't remember that last place, but we went to 3 places, and what I remember is Senor Frogs, I think, was in Puerto Vallarta, and you know, I was a lot younger, and people were buying trays of drinks, and you know, flaming B-52s and tequila, and you know, like we were barely able to make it out of the bar. That's how smashed we were. But I don't know, you know, I mean, I hear a lot of Americans like to live there, but then, you know, my friend Steve went to Mexico, and he said, you know, yeah, it's a pretty good place. It's pretty easy to get in there and to stay there. But there are some people there, mainly Americans who would give people a hard time if they weren't wearing their mask, and they get a little bit too bossy, I guess is the word. But I haven't been to Mexico in quite a few years, and every time I've ever been, it was always fun. We were always scared of the federales. We just we didn't want to get in any trouble, So, but would you live there?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, if you had,
I would love to live in Mexico City.
Really?
Yeah.
But there's no Asians there.
That's a
I
problem.
mean,
Yeah, not many.
Yeah, there you go.
But you'd be surprised. Guess there's a Latin American country that has
they're everywhere. Just like there's always groups of little groups of people.
Do you know Sao Paulo, Brazil? You've heard of that, right? Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Of course.
It has 4 million Asians, Chinese and Japanese.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of Venezuelans in Japan, actually.
Right.
Believe it or not.
And a lot of Asians in Venezuela. I mean, not as much as Sao Paulo, but there are.
Yeah, it's a good mix. Find yourself a mix between a Brazilian and a Japanese girl or something, and they tend to be quite attractive.
Yeah, they look hot.
As I've seen, and from what I know, and from what people have told me. But we don't travel for that, Chucky. Let's see. What about Italy?
I like Italy very much, but it's too cold in the winter. Like Capri is colder than LA in the winter. Mm-hmm. Capri has an average high of like 52 degrees, average low of 42.
Okay.
And, I don't think that it's okay. But there's virtually no Asians there, so for me, it's just not possible. But I got 3
more left. I got 3 more left.
Sure.
France.
No.
That was pretty quick.
I'm not into the French fantasy, about the Eiffel Tower.
Well, I'm not either.
Romance.
Honestly.
The romance of France. No, I like to visit there, and that's cool. But I only stay for 3
Chuck,
days.
I don't base my travel on whether it's a place where there's going to be romance happening. Mm-hmm. I believe you can have romance happen wherever you go if you really are open to it. I've been to France a couple of times.
And some people, you're married for a long time, so there's no difference. I'm single.
Before I was married, I still traveled all over the world, and I was always open to new and exciting things. I think if you have a type, I understand, this is what you like. You don't want to veer from that. Okay, whatever. In France, what I would say is I think it really depends on where you live in France and whether or not you are open to assimilating into the culture, as in any other place that you go to. If you come to Thailand, I know a lot of people, they will never learn to speak Thai. They have no desire to learn to speak Thai. Now, I think that's a mistake personally, but whatever. You live however you want to live. I don't think that you get the same experience if you don't learn the language of a country. When I went to France, the last time I went to France, I went to Cannes. So it's been 21 years or so. Man, I love the place. I did, however, learn about 10 phrases in French, and I at least tried to speak French, and I had a fantastic time. Now, I was only there for about 3 weeks. I don't know that, it would be a great place to live. But again, I believe it depends on where you go in France. And do you have this antagonistic attitude, which is easy to have? A lot of people have that with Thais. It's us against them. If you have that mentality in France, I think you're going to be miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You got to kind of learn and just go with the flow. And I think that's the best way anywhere. But you know,
I'll be back in a second.
he's got to pee.
But no butt crack, okay?
Please, we don't want that anymore. We got that on 2/4 Asians. 2/4 Asians avatar. Chuck wants a quick fix. Yeah, he does. He says he doesn't travel just for the Asians, but he does. He's not going to ever live anywhere if there's no Asians. And part of me gets it, and then part of me goes, what are you going to do? I don't know how old he is now. How do I stick you back in here? There we go.
Here I am.
There you go. How old are you, Chucky?
61.
61. Okay. Do you ever plan on settling in one place and settling down with one person?
I have.
No, that's not what I asked you.
Oh, when it's
Do you
available.
plan on doing it again? Well, you have somebody available now, apparently.
No, not really, as far as it has to be where I'm able to live in that country with a visa.
Well, but you can live in Thailand.
Yeah, but he can't.
No, but he can come for a month or two at a time, right?
Yeah, I know, but I can't have long distance relationship.
No, why would you have a long distance relationship? He can work as a digital nomad. You said that. He can work from abroad, and then if you want, you go back to Vietnam, stay there once every 3 months for a month, you come back to Thailand, he comes with you, stays, boom. You do that, and eventually
that is
something will change. Maybe something will change in Vietnam.
I'd have to pencil something like that out. But ideal situation is if I was living in Taiwan and I got into a relationship with someone there. Because they can come to the USA really easily, and I can
want to go back to the US.
Huh?
You said you want to leave the US
they
and
can go on vacation to the USA.
Okay.
So I'm saying in general, for a person like me in my position, it would be better to have a relationship with someone in Taiwan and live in Taiwan.
And
that would be the best option.
And boy, Sid's going nuts. And does Tao know about this? You've talked to him about this?
Yeah.
And he's understanding?
Not really. There's anger there.
Well, I mean, I understand.
But it's just reality.
Honestly.
What am I going to do? But maybe Vietnam will change it. So, so they have a retirement visa like Thailand.
Well, they may eventually. Who knows? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell with them. But I did give you a solution to your problem. Mm-hmm. And I understand it's not the best solution, but I guess
we
want to sacrifice.
When I say he's a nomad worker, they will let him do that like one time for a month per year. It's not a permanent thing. And he has to go into the office 3 days a week in Vietnam.
So it's kind of like my wife, actually.
Yeah. So,
well, then, that puts a different slant on things.
No, but I think everyone should consider this. That's watching you right now. Is you have to think about all the little details when it comes to relationships and things. Well,
most of the guys in my chat, at least the guys who communicate in the chat, they're either married or they don't want a girlfriend because they want to freestyle it.
Right.
Like Gennaro, he just wants to go from barista to barista like a little butterfly.
Right. Well, that makes life simple,
Yeah.
In a way, and in one way it doesn't. It makes it simple as far as we're thinking about visas, because you're not really getting into a relationship, you know. But I'm not into hookups, so.
Well, you don't have to. As long as you know you're going to be able to settle in a place, then you can carry on a relationship, and you don't have to worry so much about, I could have to leave in 30 days, and I'll never see this person again, and my whole life will be changed because I've been with them for 3 years or whatever it is. Like with you, I mean, that could happen. Vietnam could boot people out like they did during the pandemic, and then you're screwed. You're like, okay, if I leave, I'm not getting back in. So what am I going to do? That is something to think about. Although I do think as people get older, one thing I was talking about with, I think it was Tom and another guy, Bill, from Seattle, we were talking about how when people get older, they're supposed to get wiser, at least a little bit wiser. When people are young and they come and move here and they hook up with somebody, and I understand you want to play the field, you run around. Eventually, that does get old for most people. Now, not everybody, and some people are steadfast in that they want to stay single. They don't want to get involved with anybody. And yes, that can make things easier, and it definitely changes the dynamic of a person's life. You get involved in a relationship, you're taking them into your life, and they're taking you into their life. Where are you going? It's only 10:30. What's the matter? Come here and say hello.
Hungry.
You're hungry? Well, we got food.
Oh. Oh, my hair looks
Hey,
Terrible.
body cop.
You can take that mask off.
What's the mask
Please.
on for?
the bus.
Ah, I see.
There you go.
How's it going?
All right. Tired
Why are you tired? You
Tired.
slept.
for work.
You slept all day yesterday. What?
That's your stomach.
He's got the runs.
No, I'm hungry.
Well, then why don't you eat something? You
I am.
got noodles there. You got eggs. You got all kinds of food. Make an omelet for yourself. What, you think I'm going to cook everything? You got a bowl of cereal. What about those noodles? He won't even make his own noodles. I'm not making your noodles for you. You can put some hot water in there. All right. Are you coming back or no? What about your mother? She's going to miss you.
She won't be back until Saturday.
That's tomorrow. All right. Be safe. I'll talk to you later. Oh, God. 2/4 Asian. No. Alex, what are you doing? You come in here for a minute. Alex looked like he just woke up, too. What happened to Chucky? Come here. Hang on. We'll get Chucky situated in a second. Oh, look at that big chest of yours. Put your head in the picture. Come on. Come on what? Here you go. All right, you can go. Say hello. Hey. Hello. Goodbye. See ya. There's Chucky. Let me put him back in here.
I think I got cut off because of a phone call.
Oh, Alex knows how to make his own cereal. Oh God, he's got his milk and he's got his cereal. That's about the extent of his cooking skills. And when we go home, I've already explained to both of them that Grandma will be giving them cooking lessons because the days of me cooking meal after meal for them every night are long gone. I'll cook once in a while. I made him some meatloaf yesterday. But I'm not cooking all the time. They have to learn how to cook for themselves. Like Nicholas is just like, I'm going to go out and get some food. I don't want to make anything. He doesn't even want to make his own eggs. You know. 2/4 Asian says, when you and Chuck live chat online in private, do y'all call each other Daddy Bear? No. Chuck promised me there would be no Daddy Bear jokes today, and we'd keep it professional.
But
you know.
I know everybody loves the Daddy Bear jokes.
Jannar, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Jesus Christ. What is going on here? All right, listen, guys, we got a little bit longer. Chuck, can you stay for about another 10 minutes?
Sure.
You're not going to have to use the facilities again.
I doubt.
Chuck's been very professional. He has not eaten today on camera.
He told me I'm not allowed to eat.
He has not shown his butt crack. He has not done any of these things. So we're having a good time today. And I'm glad that Chuck came in because we have not seen him. I haven't really talked. I've talked to him a few times over the last couple of months. But, I knew he was busy with Mr. Tao. How is Mr. Tao doing? Was he sad that he had to leave you?
He's kind of like cool, so he's not going to like cry about stuff.
Oh, he's real cool. Oh,
yeah.
So you didn't make him cry?
No.
You heartbreaker, you. Chucky's a heartbreaker. Yeah. So what's your plans for travel in the next?
April 21st.
In the next few months, the next year.
Puerto Rico, April 21st.
Why? I thought you like Asians.
For my friend's birthday.
Oh, okay. And how long will you be there?
For six days.
6 days.
10 people in one big house.
Oh, that sounds. I don't even want to think about that, Chuck.
But I have my own. I have my own master bedroom, so it's cool.
Okay, so nobody's coming in there unless you open the door and say they're allowed in.
Right. And my cousin will be there, so just to hang out with my friends.
Okay. How many days did you say? I'm sorry.
For 6 days.
6 days. And then after that, where are you off to?
I have no plans yet. But I'm moving to Asia as soon as I pack all my stuff and finish my taxes.
Uh-huh. Okay. So do you plan on coming back to Thailand and coming over and having dinner at the Malin House with Mr. 2Q Asia? 2Q Asian? And do you plan on going back to Vietnam anytime soon?
Yeah,
or Taiwan?
I'll be going to both. No, I think I'm going to try moving to Taiwan first.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to try.
Well, for what it's worth, my wife really likes Taiwan a lot. I don't know, but for her, she's not all that impressed by a lot of places. But every once in a while, she'll see a place and she'll see something she really likes, and she really did like Taiwan. But you know how it is. In the beginning, it's a honeymoon phase. But for Chucky, he's been there how many times?
I don't know, like 30
Many?
times.
Yeah. Okay. So you know it fairly well.
Well, I can tell you the things that I really like about Taiwan. Number one, the air is really clean, very clean. That's a huge advantage. Number two, you can stay for 90 days without a visa, and you can keep going back and forth without even getting a retirement visa or anything. Number three, the culture of the people is they like to go Dutch. So when you meet them, they want to pay for their own stuff.
Okay.
They really, they get like turned off if someone is going to pay everything for them. Like they want to pay.
Okay.
They're like, they have kind of like Midwest values.
What are the main reasons that you really like? I mean, give me the three best reasons why you would move to Taiwan. Why should, not just you, why would someone want to move to Taiwan as opposed to, say, Thailand or Philippines?
Ease of visa, safety, clean air, people that are not gold diggers. That's it.
And so are you saying that people in Thailand tend to be gold diggers that you've met?
Yes.
Really?
Really? Oh, is that a surprise?
Well, no, I'll tell you why. Because I read something that some guy, he's always writing in my chat, in my comments section, and he's been living here now for about 6 years, and I helped him come over here. He used to be a member of the channel and all this other stuff. He's the guy who lives in Pattaya, and he went to Pattaya straight away, and he said, I thought that one of the things that he said was, I thought that there would be a big difference between bar girls and regular working Thai women who work in like offices or who are nurses or whatever they are. And he said, but there's no difference. And I had to laugh because to me, you can have whatever you want. If you want that kind of a person, that's what you're going to get. If you want somebody, now with you, I don't know about, you know, the whole male thing and the gay scene and all that. I don't know. I just know from what you've told me, which is more than I probably ever need to know. But from what I know about women and what I've gathered over the years and what I've seen in my anecdotal evidence, you need to figure out right away what's their motivation. Is it because you're handsome? Is it because you gave them a good stupping? Is it because, you know, they just want a good friend? What do they want? Or is it because they want to do-re-mi? And I think that in itself, a lot of people, they expect Thai women to just go, give me money. Or if a woman says to you, if a Thai woman comes to you and says, we'll say that she's coming to Chucky, for instance. Although Chucky might be a little turned off, but a good-looking woman comes to Chuck and says, you know, Chucky, we go out two times already, and you're a very nice guy. I really like you. I think you have good heart. And you say, oh, well, I like you too, honey. Do you want to go back to your place and we can watch some TV and talk and I'll teach you English or whatever it might be? And she says, yes. And then she somehow slips it into the conversation. You know, you must take care of me. In Thailand, man must take care of woman, that kind of thing. Leave, run, say goodbye.
Of course.
Because, you know, that's a perfect sign right there.
You know,
If
do you
they're,
know what I say?
you know,
Do you know what I say?
No, I
to
don't.
them when they talk about their problems or they say this? I look them in the eyes and I say, it sounds like you are not stable in your life yet. You're not stable? And it just shuts them down really fast.
really, you're not stable enough in your own life. Well, I've been stable and unstable, but I understand what you're saying for sure.
For some reason in Thai culture, it's important to be stable. So, you know, I just say, you know, I have a lot of opportunities. I'm really looking for someone that is stable and has a lot of extra money, you know, has money saved and is good with a budget.
Well,
and so.
Yeah, but I like what you said to me a long time ago. I do like that, what you said. Hang on a second here. I like that you said if you wanted an orphan, is that what you said? No, you said, I don't want another child that I have to take care of.
I don't want an adoption.
Right.
I want a partnership.
Right. And what I said the other day was find a woman who's smart. And if she's smart enough and strong-willed enough, she probably is not going to be, listen, the only reason I'm with you is because I want money. She might actually be with you, well, not a woman with you because, you know, that's not how things go. That's not how you flow, so to speak. But, you know, if she really likes you and she ends up being with you and she feels like, hey, that we have something special together and you end up being with her and, you know, everything is good, she'll want to be with you. She's going to want to stay with you. It's not going to be all about the money. I mean, listen, I've been up and down. My wife's seen me when I had money and don't have money. And, you know, she's still here. So that counts for something. Counts for a lot. But I can tell you that I've met many women, and I met one who was, I don't remember if she was a nurse or what she was, but, you know, she knew that I had been in Thailand for a couple of years, and I was not somebody who was going to just go, okay, whatever you want, honey. And she still made it a point to call me before we were going out and said, you know, I need 50,000 baht. And I was like, well, that's a problem. But you make a good income. So if you don't have that, why is it that you don't have it? Because I don't really have it to give away. Sorry. And then that was the end of it.
Right.
Never talked to her again, never saw her again. That's happened several times when I first came here. And I think people need to remember that. You know, the whole, it's aim higher, look for someone who's smart, who's got their own job, got their own life going on. Otherwise, if you just pick up some chick who all she does is sleep in until 4 o'clock every day, and then she goes out with her girlfriends looking for some guy, whether she's looking to get paid or whether mama and papa are giving her, you know, 10,000 baht a month to live off of, or whatever it is, but that's all she does. All she does is go out and sleep all day. And, you know, okay, I'm going to clean the house, and that's about all she does. If she has no other life, then what good is she? You want somebody that just lays around all day, every day, they do nothing? I don't think that works in a relationship. There has to be something that you both have. You have some kind of mission to do something. And I think when somebody is in retirement, it makes it a little harder. Hey, Jim, how you doing, man? Are you back already now? Are you back in Thailand? I do think it makes it more difficult for some guys who are older and they're lonely. They just go, oh, the money is small. I'll just give it to her. And then they end up giving money
at all.
Well,
none.
If they give them the money, and then what happens is it's a purely financial relationship. It's a business relationship, which there's not anything wrong with that if that's what you want, but know full well going in, that's what it is. But I think that's what happens with some older guys who are really lonely, and I think that's what causes some of these people to do things, you know, like to join the what is it called, the Sky High Club or whatever it is, where they jump off the, you know, the balconies and stuff like that. I think that causes.
You know what I think one of the real problems is that a lot of guys that come to Thailand, they could be like my age, your age, and they could have almost no experience with much dating and relationships. And they're just very vulnerable. And also a lot of people, you've heard of the term codependency, just basically a weak personality type.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of them have codependency, and they confuse attraction, limerence. You know the word limerence? They confuse limerence with love. They confuse lust and looks with love. And so when I date, I never give them any money at all, and I won't buy them anything like a phone or a Louis Vuitton, and I won't take them traveling.
I would buy a Louis Vuitton just because you're going out with them. I mean, if you've been going out with a girl for a year or something like that, and it's her birthday, and she's not the kind that is like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Hey, what are you going to give me? Give me, give me. And then you want to buy her a birthday gift. That's one thing. You don't have to buy her a Louis Vuitton purse or anything like that. You could buy her a picture frame, you know, with a picture of you and her in it together. I mean, whatever it might be.
Yeah,
but I would say
many gifts that are. You want to give them many gifts that are romantic, like flowers.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be expensive.
And in Thai people and Asian culture, it means that you're serious and you're not going to be a pay for play type of guy. You know, it just sends a message.
Don't you have a friend that is someone who is limerent?
What do you mean?
That the guy who is obsessed, every time he meets someone, he gets obsessed with them, and then he starts buying them all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I have a bunch of friends like that. They literally have, you know, a lot.
So they are Captain Sabahos. Of course I do. But but listen, they're not my good friends. They're people that write in. They're people that, you know, oh man, I need some help. Can you help me with this? I mean, I've had people, you know, this has been a few years now, but I had one guy who wrote me in and he was like, can you help me? My marriage, I don't know what to do. And she's saying this and doing that and doing this and doing that. And I was like, holy shit, dude. The guy was like 45 years old. I'm like, I understand it's a difficult situation, but buddy, you need to man up and like think about it. You know, I can't solve everybody's relationship problems because, you know, when you go behind closed doors, everything is, you never know exactly what's going on, you know?
You know, I recommend to any man, whether that be a straight guy or a gay guy, I recommend that before they move to a place like Thailand or they start spending a lot of time, that I recommend that they go to a psychologist or a therapist and take a test to determine if they're codependent or not. And if they're
You know, that's not
codependent,
going to happen. Most of them.
they should
They're
go
not
to
gonna-
therapy for at least 2 years.
Why would they
Or
do
they're
that if they've never, you know?
Or they're gonna get eaten alive financially.
Well, not everybody does, Chuck. That
No,
what you
but
hear
you
about,
said
you hear about the stories, the negative stories. There are a lot of positive stories. Even, you know, like people meeting other people online and they talk to them for 3 years and for whatever reason it works and they end up getting married and they have kids and they stay together for 10 years, 20 years, whatever it might be. The good things do happen, but you just don't hear about them because people don't always want to talk about them, you know,
Well,
and it's understandable.
it's gonna depend on the man if he is strong enough to avoid and not get involved with situations that are not real. It's up to the man in his own life how his life works out.
It definitely has to do with the person involved and if they're not necessarily strong enough, but smart enough. Alex is actually making an omelet. He's like, shh, let me cook because he's scared he's going to burn it. Make sure you use enough oil, okay? And don't burn yourself, please. Okay? Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that when it comes to learning, this is the thing. If you're going to become an expat in a different culture, then you better take the time. You think about it. It's so ridiculous if you think about how a guy comes to Thailand. He comes like on a trip for 2 weeks. All he does, and this is not everybody, but some people do because they know they're not going to get involved with a woman. They're not going to find the girl of their dreams. If they just come to the country straight away, they don't know how to speak Thai. They don't really know the culture other than what they read and what they've been talked to their friends about. And then they are like, wow, where should I go? Okay, well, you go down by Sukhumvit. Hey, well, let's go out to this bar tonight. Here comes, speaking of the devil, it's my wife. Hang on a second. Chucky, take over. Hello.
So I really do think it does matter a lot about the psychological health of a man. When
I'm sitting in my office now talking to Chuck and doing a live stream. Where are you?
Even though Scott's talking in the background, you know, I
Which
think that's a
airport?
critical thing, especially. But if someone comes to Thailand who's really poor,
Frankfurt?
right, doesn't have money to give, then that's good. That's actually kind of a blessing because that means that the man find out who really likes him for him, and it may be nobody, you know, or it may be, you know, someone that's so looking or moderately good looking or very good looking. So that, you know, taking money out of the equation is the best way to know if it's real. And that would be the case anywhere in the world, but especially in countries that are developed. Because the people in poor countries, the only way they learn how to survive is by manipulating people. That's their survival technique. That's how they survive.
And they learn at a young age.
Learn at a very young age. They're master manipulators. It's unbelievable. And it's not a bad thing. That's how they survive in their countries. And they'll even manipulate way more in ultra poor countries. In the ultra poor countries, that they are masters. They're like the best negotiators in the world.
What do women have of value for men? You know,
seeing limerence.
Well, I mean, they have a lot to offer more than that. But initially, most men are like, I gotta close the deal so that she's mine. Mm-hmm. She's my girl. It's, you know, and it doesn't matter. That's why. But you know what you're doing? Just turn it right. No, don't turn it that high. Turn it right to the edge. to where it almost goes right there. Just leave it there and keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't go off. Well, thank you, Dallo. I don't know how you can vote for me to be named Father of the Year. I don't really know. What the hell was I going to say now? I forgot.
Scott, I think you should have one of my friends on that's really vulnerable and very codependent. If I can get a friend that's willing to open up on your show,
I'd be more than happy to do that.
That would be really interesting, for the audience.
Yeah,
for
sure.
followers.
I mean, I'm game. We can do that.
Yeah. So I'll ask.
Yeah, you should ask. I think that would be good. And like I was saying, I mean, not to make it sound like women have no value other than what's between their legs, but initially, men are drawn to them for what? When men are drawn to women because they're attracted to them. I never was the kind of guy who wanted to be buddy with a chick. I'd rather be buddy with one of my buddies, because they can relate a little easier. When it comes to men and women, they speak different languages, and I think sometimes you need to be able to crack the code and know how to speak the language that they speak between men and women, not, because you're never going to speak the female language like they speak to other women. That's why when they go out with their girlfriends, they're one way, and then they go out with you, they're a different way. Let me see something here. Gennaro, okay, go ahead. Sorry. Hey, Fidelity.
By the way, my neighbor, she's 94, very good friend. And the other day she asked me if I had a tranny. And I said, "What do you mean a tranny? I'm not into trannies."
But you're not supposed to say those things online.
And she said,
Chuck.
And no, guess what a tranny is?
That word. I know, but don't use that word online.
Okay, I won't say it anymore. But you know what it means? It means transistor radio. Transistor. That's what she meant. Transistor radio. That's the slang in the UK for a transistor radio. She was asking me, "Do you have a transistor radio?"
With that, 1 second, 2Q Asia. If it was on Rumble, I would say no problem. But on YouTube, the way that they've been lately, I don't. Yeah, it could be a problem. I'll put it back up, Gennaro. Hang on 1 second. I'll put it up just for you. It's only like 18 seconds or something. Here we go. Chuck, hang on 1 second.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
There we go.
God, those
there you go.
They look so hot.
You.
They look hot. They look great. They look cute.
They're nice, and like many Thai girls, there is a cuteness factor to them.
Of course.
Chuck, I sent you. No, I didn't. All right. Wow, Alex's omelet is smelling good. That's something that I don't think about too often is the food. Like, can you get certain foods in certain countries that maybe you really want to? Like in Thailand, you can get just about anything you want here. By the way, I'm 2Q Asian. I made my own kimchi, and it turned out damn good. It was really good. I got everything that I needed. I got a good recipe, and I made it up. And it probably doesn't make enough for me. It's only going to be about 3 or 4 servings. But it's a start. And I actually made kimchi that turned out, and it's very edible, very delicious. Almost. Send what?
Send a bottle to Kim Jong-un.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. How's your omelet come out, Alex? Oh, he's going to show me. Let me see. Bring it over here. Let me see.
Cool.
Wow. Alex. It's a little greasy, but I'll have to get some rice. Oh, you got to get some rice. All right. Get some from the lady for what, like 10 baht? Yeah. That's another good thing. If you want rice and you don't want to cook it up yourself, you just go down the street and they give you a big bag of it that's cooked steamed rice for 10 baht. Can't beat it.
Wow. That's amazing.
So, yeah. Anyway, well, Chucky, I appreciate you coming in. I didn't ask you about Malta. Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
And did you like it?
Oh, I think it's extremely beautiful. Extremely.
Really?
But for me, it's too quiet to live.
A lot of fish there? A lot of fish?
Yeah.
Like, dishes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
I
a
think
lot
I
of
would like
diversity. There's a lot of people that immigrated there from all over the world.
Yeah, it's starting to become a place that more and more people want to call their home. More and more foreigners. Look who it is. It's Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy. Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy, if you really want to come in, I can bring you in. I can give you the invite link, and you can come in if you want. Wouldn't that be a coup to get the Soy Dog and Mr. 101 countries into the stream? There's a little bit of a lag, so let's see what he says. If he wants to, oh, okay, he wants to. Okay, well, let me get the invite thing here and copy it. I'm going to send it to your Line account. Let's see here. Man, I can smell Alex's omelet, and it smells so good.
Cool.
Let's see here. I'm going to send it to him just in a second. Let me just find this. It's been a while since I've said hello. Ah, here we go. All right. There is your link. Hey, I'm wondering where's Richard. Richard has not been in for quite some time. I haven't heard from him. I hope everything's all right with him. Yeah, Gennaro's always asking, where's brother New York? Soy Dog Cowboy, I'm interested in knowing, like, what place are you interested in living besides the U.S. and besides Thailand? That's something I'm interested in knowing. Inquiring minds want to know. Well, at least my inquiring mind. Okay, he read it. He should be in a moment. Hopefully. Colombia. I got to say, as long as you're not engaging in illegal activities like carrying some of that white funny stuff. Because when I was going in and out of the country, man, they checked me like at least 5 times. They checked me. And it was not just me, it was everybody in the airport and, on the way out. And then they had the dogs, and it was, it was a bit much, but, I understand. And that was about the only thing that was like, wow, I don't really like this, but it's understandable again. But the whole place, I had such a great time there. And yeah, it was such a beautiful place. The food was fantastic. The people were cool. And the coffee was probably amongst the best coffee that I have ever had. You should just be able to copy the link and then go into wherever you are. If you're on your phone, you might need to copy the link into the browser. Or if you're on your computer, you may be able to just click it and open it in the browser. I don't know. So we'll see if he figures it out. His Loca from Boca has turned him. Ugh. Well, I thought that 2/4 Asian said he had gotten married. Oh, God. Every time I see that icon there, that avatar of 2/4 Asian. Chuck, have you seen that?
No.
Can you see his avatar?
Where would it be?
Next to 2/4 Asian, there's like a little thing that has the YouTube symbol.
No, I don't see it.
That's your hairy butt crack, is what it is.
I don't have it.
From the time you aired, you accidentally. Well, actually, if you remember, there was a time when I accidentally went live, and I had my back turned to the camera, and my my rear end was showing.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get to show all of my manhood. But the best business class deal to Bangkok from LA, San Jose, and SVO was Zip Airlines. $2,600. Wow, that's actually pretty good because, I mean, now, like I said, the tickets from this is not to LA. This is.
I haven't heard of Zip Airlines. Where do they fly?
Yeah, I've never heard of them either. Let me see something here. Okay, well, we'll see if Soy Dog can get in here. Hopefully, you can. You haven't eaten your. Oh, you just came back with the rice. I'm gonna have to make you cook me an omelet later. No comment on that. No comment. Anyway, guys, if you don't mind, do me a favor, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and check down in the description. Keep watching. We're going to see if we can get Soy Dog Cowboy in, we'll catch up with him. We haven't done many of these things in a while. Now I'm having some computer issues of my own here, but let's see.
So Zip Air goes to LA, San Francisco, Hawaii, South Korea, Japan, Thailand, and Malaysia.
Oh, there he is. Okay, let me do something here, guys. Let me change this around here. There we go. He should be on. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have his there. No, he's not on yet. We don't see him.
It's a Japanese airline, Zip Air.
Soy Dog Cowboy, can't see ya. No visual. No audio either. Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there he is. All right, now we got audio. He's locked up. Say something. Okay, so Soy Dog Cowboy and Chuck E. Cheese in the house.
Cool.
We're just trying to get audio with Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy squared away. It could be his microphone or headset or whatever it is not working. You may need to go out and come back in again. I don't know. Let me see something here. We hear a little, but maybe it's that your internet connection is not very good. Slow. Yeah. All right. So he's out, and he'll be back in a moment. Let's see how it works when he comes in. Anyway, anywhere else, Chuck, that you have not told us about? Any special areas that you would consider living that we didn't talk about? You know, somewhere like Albania or Armenia or somewhere like that?
I think Albania would be a great place, but I don't know anything about their immigration. If you like a smaller, quieter lifestyle, I think it's a great place. Although I haven't been
my
there,
brother
I've just heard
bought
about
a house there.
Huh?
He said he's going to buy a house there for like $25,000. He almost bought some house so he could get the proper visa. He was able to get a visa, but he had a, you got to invest in something, and it's some places it's a lot less than others.
Well, that's not
All right.
right.
Soy Dog Cowboy is here, but I see no video. I see nothing. So let's just wait a minute. Go ahead, Chuck. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
I'm assuming it's me. Well, it is you. You are in the green room, but your video and your audio is not showing up. It would be a shame. Guys.
By the way, Scott, I like your drone footage. I like your drone videos.
Yeah, well, I crashed the drone, so it's not so good, but I'll get it fixed eventually. Had a crash. I don't hear your audio now, Chucky. Chucky! Everybody's having issues. Maybe that's a sign from above. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Oh, now I see you. Okay.
Now I can see you.
I didn't cut it off. It just cut off, just so you know.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, crashed the drone. Unfortunately, I got to get it fixed. They got it.
Scott is reckless with his drones. He's reckless.
I'm adventurous. I like to do dangerous shit. Yeah.
Yes. If Scott becomes a private pilot, don't fly with him.
I won't become a private pilot. That's for sure.
Do you know what? My friend, when he took me, I was the first person he took after he got his license for his private license, and he stalled the airplane. He stalled the fucking airplane.
On purpose or?
No, by accident. When we were about 8 feet high, just about to land, and we were once you go too slow, it just falls like a rock. And we hit the ground like a rock. And I said, "Did you just stall the airplane?" He said, "Yeah, I did. I'm sorry." And we were probably about 6 feet high. But you drop an airplane like poof, from 6 feet, you feel it.
Yeah, that's another reason I don't want to fly too much. Eventually, you fly enough, your time comes. It's like you spin the revolver, or you're playing Russian roulette or something. It's like eventually your time comes up.
But now
we're still trying to get Soy Dog Cowboy in here.
He has 8,000.
We're still trying to get Soy Dog Cowboy in here.
Okay.
He's got some issues, but maybe if he refreshes it, I don't know what's the deal. Maybe his internet.
Would it help if I leave and then?
I don't know, but I can. If he comes back in, I can remove you and we can find out. But
okay.
Yeah, give him another couple of minutes and then we'll figure out what we're going to do, whether we wrap it up or. Well, I know you probably.
If you end up taking me off, I'll say goodbye to everyone right now and tell everyone to send money, because he needs to pray for Tammy Faye Baker, and in Thailand it's all about the money.
You know what? I'll tell you something about that Tammy Faye Baker. You know who's even worse? Her husband.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! They were both a pair of just cringe.
Freaks.
I mean, and her with all her makeup. I couldn't even look at her. And him, he's like horrible. He was horrible.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a real man, like our dear friend Scott, who's very popular.
Is he still alive?
Huh?
Is Jim Baker still alive? Oh, really?
I don't know, but she's dead. She was on Larry King Live 45 minutes before she died.
Really? I didn't know that.
She looked like a monster. You could search it. Tammy Faye Baker's last time on CNN, Larry King Live, and you will be shocked. She looks like a monster that's still talking. like a zombie. And she, it's very, actually, to me, it's inspirational that she would keep going even up to minutes before she died.
She died in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, she divorced him in. Well, she divorced him while he was in prison. He was released in 1994. I guess she got married again. But
Yes,
I mean, I don't know how she looked at the end, but she didn't ever look very good to me.
Well, search
She looked
YouTube.
like a clown.
Tammy Faye Baker's last time on Larry King Live, and you will be shocked.
Oh, she was on The Surreal Life. It says right here, she was benevolently referred to as the ultimate drag queen and said in her last interview with Larry King that when we lost everything, it was the gay people that came to my rescue, and I was always loved them for that. She made an appearance on Larry King and announced that she had inoperable lung cancer and would soon begin chemotherapy. Oh, she was regularly on his program. And then it says she was a phone-in guest from a hospice care at her home. And then, and then she died. She made her final appearance. She weighed 65 pounds. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. I don't care if, I didn't particularly like her or him, but that's horrible. That's horrible. Because she had to weigh more than that.
Of course.
At some point. All right, I guess Soy Dog Cowboy is not going to make it in.
Okay.
Too many issues. He's not in here, so that's the way it goes. But Chucky, it was grand having you on.
Yes.
As always.
Yes.
He's not able to get in. Okay, well, that's too bad. We'll figure it out at another juncture. No worries. Hope you're well, other than the issues you're having to get into the stream. That now they have a thing, Chucky, which I don't know. You should be able to figure it out. But if you go into YouTube and you click stream with someone else, it will automatically create a link, and then that gets sent to the person. That person clicks on the link, and they have to open it with their app. And once they do that, they can stream through YouTube. They're not streaming through StreamYards or anything like that. They're actually streaming person to person, but I think you can only have one person at a time. So that's too bad. But anyway, Chucky, like I said, thank you very much. I will allow you to have the floor for the next 30 seconds so you can say goodbye to everyone.
Well, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful night or day, whatever that might be.
Hey, don't turn it on, Chuck. Please. Don't do that. Chuck, you want me to get demonetized? Hey, man. Don't put it on.
Remember you said it wasn't?
I don't know. I don't remember, but don't put any music on. It's just not good, man. I'm telling you, they are absolutely brutal now. I don't even put the video or stream live, and they're already demonetizing me. It's irritating. So as cute as it was, and even though you went back on what you said, which is you wouldn't give me any shit about being Daddy Bear, that's the main reason I don't want you playing it. Yeah, anyway. Later, Jim. Later, all. Choke me, Chucky. I'm going to get rid of Chucky right now. Chucky, I will talk to you soon. Thank you for coming on. And, yeah, I can't handle his giggling like a little schoolgirl. So, arrivederci, choke me, jerk, and my Chucky. We'll say goodbye to Chucky first. There we go. Chucky likes to push the buttons. I don't know what you're talking about, doing the hands and all this other kind of stuff. No, it wasn't Frankie Goes to Hollywood soundtrack. It was the Daddy Bear show or something. And I actually put the video up quite some time ago. There was a little clip of it, and for some reason it didn't get demonetized. But I don't really, when I tell you that I'll put the video about the lady, Jean, who had a tumor and it caused her to go blind. That video was demonetized. Now, what did I say? I didn't swear. I didn't. There was nothing, and the only thing I can think about is that she was talking about something medical. They demonetized it. I had to wait for about a week for that thing to get monetized. Also, I can make my $2, which is just so irritating. You know, it's really the censorship that goes on nowadays. Never went on in my day, and you know there was still that sticks and stones phrase that everybody liked to say, because really, you know, a lot of the stuff is unimportant. I should have just let him play it just to see what happened, but anyway, I hope you learned a little something about you know. We've said it about 1 million times, some of these places like Ecuador, Portugal, Vietnam, although the lack of a retirement visa is something that's could be problematic. Belize has been a long time place. Uruguay, I think Uruguay or Paraguay, I can't remember what it is. I think that place has legalized marijuana now. France, I think that's a bit iffy. I don't know why that was put on the list. Panama has been long been a retirement destination. Malaysia, Thailand, Mexico, Costa Rica's long been a place that people love to call home. And Portugal is basically at the top of the heap now. However, they did just have a problem. Let's see here. What is this? Rush for golden visas after Portugal's decision to end much criticized scheme. They plan to end its golden visa scheme for investors. And although this is yet to be approved, the ending of it, I guess there are some problems with it affecting housing prices. And so the EU has called for the end of such programs. I wish the EU would just stay out of things. The golden visa has been heavily criticized at home for sending prices up, housing prices up, and the European Commission has called for the end of such programs as part of a package to address the housing crisis as rents also soar. Portugal's Premier Antonio Costa announced last month the intention to scrap the scheme. The measure is under public consultation until next Friday. And now people are rushing to get their golden visa before it's too late. So who knows what that's gonna do for Portugal, but I can't see it affecting them that much. So okay, what does this say here? Bricklayers are women, guessing they've got terribly rough hands. Ugh. Turkey's always a good option. Actually, Turkey is a place that my friend Steve spent a long period of time there, and in the beginning he liked it. As his time there increased, he liked it less and less. And I would say it's one of those places where you better go first to make sure that you like it if you're going to move there. No one is hated more than he who speaks the truth. Plato regarding YouTube censorship. Yeah. I mean, you know, I speak what I believe is the truth. It is my truth. Hopefully it aligns with what the facts are. I try to do a little bit of research and speak as straight as I can, but you know, not everybody appreciates that. YouTube should pay more for your time and entertainment and informative videos. Well, that would, thank you for saying that. That would be nice. It doesn't happen. And I'll tell you, most of the people in this stream at one time or another have either contributed to the channel or are contributing through whatever means. And so I appreciate that. And in the long run, hopefully, you know, things happen slowly sometimes, but in the long run, I think things are fine. And they'll get better. You know, I didn't ever think I was going to hit 15,000 subscribers, and guess what? Now I'm there, so that's good. And I plan on doing some things differently. I have been planning. I have been making some changes, slowly but surely. But go to my website at anamericaninbangkok.com. There's a lot going on the website. I put up, every day I put up 1 or 2 articles of news or videos or whatever it might be. And then I just put up a language section on the channel, some probably about 50 terms in Thai language, also spelled in Thai script and in phonetic. Can you hear the cat? Alex probably put him away because he's being difficult. He's probably in his little crate. I think he just wants to go out. So, but anyway, thank you. I'm going to try to keep coming up with, you know, new ideas or revamping older ideas and revisiting them. And we'll see what happens. Oh, well, stop doing that to him, and he won't keep doing that. Why are you messing with him?
Crying before I even.
Why don't you let him out?
I already did.
You did, and he's still crying?
Yes.
What's his problem? Give him a little canome.
He misses his mom.
You'll give him a little canome, and that'll settle him down for a little while. You got to give him a little treat. I always give him a treat or two every day, and it seems to work with the cat. All right, what is this here? Oh, what happened? I don't know where I am now. I've lost things. Here we go. What is this about bricklayers? EU better than UN. Well, yeah, got a point there. Anyway, am I still in the right place here? Let me see here. I don't know. Maybe I got to go to live here. You know, I really could use some, like, it's too bad, you know, Alex and Nicholas are not like sound engineers. They could get everything working from my YouTube, and they set everything up. So all I have to do is just sit down and boom, it works. Because I have too many issues all the time. And anyway. All right, let me see this here. Thanks again, guys. I don't, it's hard for me to see what's being said right now because I'm having issues, like I said. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the conversation and everybody visiting. Maybe the internet is starting to have issues itself. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, it was nice to see Chuck. It's too bad we couldn't get Soy Dog Cowboy in here, but we'll get him in eventually. And we got a couple other people coming in. Like I said, I am going to talk to Mark, the former traveler to Thailand and the guy who was living in Afghanistan for many years and who was kidnapped. I'll have him on soon. I'll be interviewing him this weekend. And anyway, I don't know what the issue is, but I do have some issues here with what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out here. Anyway, thank you. We'll just call it quits right now. I will talk to you guys later. Choke B, Lel Jerk and I am Scott. I am an American in Bangkok. I will see you guys again when I see you, which should be in the near future. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Chucky, he's still there. He's watching, listening. Thanks again, Chucky. Bye, Chucky. How do I end this thing here? Ugh, it's horrible trying to end this. There's so many issues here. Ah, here it comes. It's popping up now, slowly but surely. See if I missed anything. But I will see you guys soon. I'll have some videos going up also. And I'll have some clips going up soon for those who are interested. So stay tuned. And I will see you guys when I see you, whenever that may be. Yeah, we've got extremely slow internet here. Anyway. Oh, here we go. Okay. There goes that damn food falling off the horse again. I don't know what that means. I don't know exactly what that means. Anyway, I got to go. I'll talk to you guys later, all right?